Um, let's move it to the Super Copa. So obviously Barcelona wins this three. I believe 3-1 was the score line. Yeah, 3-1 was the score
It
line.
felt like
So
it felt like 5-0, but yes, continue.
yeah, because it looked like from the first minute of the game, Barcelona was basically the one doing a lot of the attacking. So yeah, I guess Eve, the floor is yours to. Yeah. So are you celebrating this win, or do you just see it as another? It's just a cup.
Well, I celebrate it as a win for Xavi because I've been waiting for something to see if he would rise up to an occasion such as, a derby during a cup on the line. Like, show me you can actually put a squad together that actually can actually win this thing. So I'm very happy that we won the cup. We did exactly what was needed, which was, broke the ice from the beginning. I was worried we were going to defend, and then counterattack, but we played really well. I mean, Gavi, Golden Boy, showed exactly what was needed. Um, he showed why he's the Golden Boy. He played phenomenally for his age. Pedri again, really well, and then Lewandowski again. Like you can start seeing Lewandowski getting more and more comfortable in his footwear with Barcelona, which I was worried in the beginning that he would try and repeat what he did at Barcelona, but no, he's done very well. So overall, I'm very happy. Obviously, it's on top of that Real Madrid, so it's a rival. So I'm very happy we won, but nothing's done. This is just a cup mid-season, and it's not even like it's a major tournament cup. Like for me, I want to see La Liga be the biggest priority. We're ahead with points. There are some serious moments where I wonder where we're going, specifically in defense. I don't agree with the transfer policy that's going on now. We bought Kessie, we don't use the guy, we don't give him any chance. When I saw him in AC Milan, he was really a good player. So things like that we have to fix, but the youth and the core are clearly there. When I see the team is really coming together, I would hope that we continue. But we played well from the beginning to the end. I'm very happy. Everything was there. Everything was needed. I'm incredibly happy how we won. So hopefully more to come. Now next is Manchester United, which is not going to be an easy game, seeing the recent trend. But let's see. Let's see. We're also playing, after tomorrow. So we're going to have to see how that goes as well. But Real Madrid is not dead yet. It's just a minor hiccup, and I think it was a wake-up call for them that could end up being, the game of the turnaround. So let's just savor for the moment, but focus on the end of the season.
Yeah. And you're right too. I think Jeff made a great point about Real Madrid players looking tired as well. You could see it. The defending was very sloppy from what I could see. They just didn't seem to have the chemistry and the engine that we've seen from Real Madrid in the past calendar year. So yeah. I don't know, Jeff, do you have any I know I know Jeff was trying to avoid this topic all day, but you've got the floor now, man.
Oh, where to start, man? Hey, congratulations, Eves. It's 1-1 in the season. We
Thanks,
won
buddy.
one. You won one.
Yep.
Decisive too. I think Barcelona played phenomenally. I said this. Gavi and Pedri terrify me. It's like Xavi and Iniesta. In each one of them, they both have Xavi and Iniesta. They are phenomenal. What 18 and 17 or 19 and 18?
It's 18 and 19.
mind
It's really,
mind
really
boggling.
mind blowing. But to be fair, we bought Pedri and we homegrown Gavi. So there is a to be fair. Like they're both academy, yes, but we did
Come
buy Pedri.
on.
We did buy
Don't be
Pedri.
humble now just because you're trying to save
No,
my
no, no.
feelings.
It
You
is what
can
it is.
rub it
No,
in.
no, it is what it is. Like we
The
bought,
two youngsters
there
are on
was a
fire.
risk. There was a risk. Like we bought young midfielders, contrary to Real Madrid, and it's what Jeff brought up a good point. It's exactly what I was saying. Manchester City focused too much on the forwards so many times that they forgot about their growing pain midfield. I think Spain, you're seeing a new rise, right? Real Madrid are going all in on midfield. They will have to fix attacking sooner or later in terms of the striker position because Benzema will sooner or later you'll feel it. But if you look at Spain, you know, they're going after midfields. I mean, Barcelona is all in for midfield, so is Real Madrid, and this is where it is. This is where the key playing is. We decided to keep De Jong, which I'm very happy about because, you know, he
That
played
was a good
well.
move. I couldn't believe
And
he was having issues, or Xavi was having issues with
same,
him.
same. I was really worried because I was like, you can't give up on a talent like this. It needs time.
Yeah.
And when I look at Gavi, Pedri, and De Jong, I'm like, yes, we finally have a core where I see where this is going. But Fati, I still don't
Mm,
see it. I don't
mm.
see it. I think that if it continues this way, I don't see it. I'm surprised we're having a problem with Rafinha. I'm very
Yeah, where'd that come
surprised.
from?
I
We
don't
can
get
talk
it
more
as
about
well.
that in the transfer window because
Is
apparently
he is it his end
it's
product that's lacking,
I
Rafinha? Because
don't
that's what I
I
noticed with
don't
Leeds.
know.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
Leeds
know.
was
It's
his end
just
product.
I also think it's confidence, but I'm very surprised that we're actually addressing the fact that he could get transferred out next season. And this is where I don't agree with the transfer policy. But back on the game, I think the midfield is very solid and scary. But they're also young, so they're going to make mistakes. There are going to be games where they're shit altogether, and there are going to be games where they're great altogether. But when the magic turns on, it's scary, which is why it'll be very interesting the next couple of derbies and next couple of years because Real Madrid have an incredible core as well. So it'll be
and
interesting. But it's a great
you
game.
know you know I think I'll speak on Real Madrid's because I give Barcelona their flowers, Pedri, and to be fair, Gavi, player of the tournament. I mean, they played what, 2 games, 3 games, because it was in Saudi Arabia, and that's why this cup. I'm just like, and that's just another thing that we can talk about later about all taking these domestic cups to other countries. I just don't understand them in the middle of the season.
Oh yeah, I
But
keep forgetting that Super Copa is played in Dubai, right? That's where you
it's
guys
Saudi
play
Arabia. It's like
in
it's like
Saudi
a
Arabia.
10-year,
Okay.
it's like a 10-year contract, something ridiculous like that. But yeah, giving Barcelona the flowers, I need to put Real Madrid in their place. I don't understand. I don't understand why you would start Valverde on the right when you don't have Chouameni. You start Cruz, Modric, and Camavinga. Are you out of your mind? Why wouldn't you not play the Valverde, Cruz, and Modric, and then play Rodrigo up at the top? I mean, Vinicius was struggling on the left. We had nothing on the right because Valverde had to always help Carvajal do his defensive duties. And then he had to pull into the midfield and help Camavinga and Cruz do their job. And this is the thing I don't understand. If you're going to play 4-4-2, then play 4-4-2. Don't play 4-3-3 makeshift nonsense. It worked last year because you had Casemiro. And like I said, our biggest issue is that we don't have a backup to Chouameni. He's 22. He should have been coming off the bench. Casemiro should have been starting. Especially in the World Cup year. Chouameni has overload right now. He's injured. Overload.
Yeah.
3 to 4 weeks. You didn't see this coming. You kept making Asensio second guess whether you should look at other clubs because you said, "Oh, well, we're going to be a lot of rotation this year." Did the same thing for Nacho. Did the same thing for Hazard. When you should have just loaned him out and saved money on your books. I don't understand this nonsense. And then in January, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. You got all these injuries. You're not doing anything. Mariano's sitting on the bench collecting his multi-millions a year, doing nothing. It was a poor tactical start. I didn't agree with the way everything was set up, especially when you have Militao and Rudiger playing together for the second time only ever in life.
Oh,
It
that's their
makes no
second time playing
sense.
together?
First time, like their
But they
second time
did
playing
look,
together.
yeah, Rudiger kind of looked out of sorts.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
because
he
Rudiger
definitely
doesn't
looked out
play
of
there.
sorts. It kind of makes sense now.
It's like when Militao and Varane were playing together at the end of Zidane's reign, because Varane had always relied on Ramos to be the leader of the back line, and then Militao comes in, and Militao was the leader of the back line in Porto, and so Varane has never really been the leader of any back line, right? And then except for maybe France, but I don't know, that doesn't really count. And then you have this situation where nobody knows who's controlling it. When Alaba's on the field, he controls it no matter what. He is the one leading everything. But then what happens? Militao and Rudiger? Really, Ancelotti should have told him, "Hey, Militao, you are the leader. Done." Because you're the one who's played in Real Madrid longer. Simple. I don't care about age. I don't care about titles. Right? You know what I'm saying? You won the Champions League. He's won the Champions League. I don't know why he. Anyways, then you had the whole issue with Vinicius Jr., who I don't know if he's tired. For me, I don't know how he hasn't been rested. For me, I don't understand why he keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. Just play the game. Defenders, he's made defenders play so easy against him because all he's trying to do is get the refs to be on his side. He's trying to fight against the crowds. He's doing all these other things. I'm like, yo, focus on the game. Well, I don't understand all this stuff, man. You know, I don't want Neymar. I want Vinicius Jr. That's it. Last season, he was phenomenal because he would just attack you. You take him out, he gets back up. Yeah, he says, "Hey, why don't you give him a card?" But he goes back and plays the same, just as hard. So that's why I don't know if it's a fatigue. I don't know. Is it just he thinks, "Oh, I have it locked down. I don't have any competition." Like nothing. He literally has no competition. On the team sheet, it literally goes Courtois, Benzema, Vinicius, and then you fill it in after.
Else fills
Right. And so that's my issue with the way we played. Defensively, we're poor. That mistake from Rudiger was a mistake. Fine. Rudiger shouldn't be making those mistakes, first of all, but sure, it was a mistake. I think he may have had a slight concussion because he got punched by Courtois in a play just before that, and he was on the ground for a while and said, "Give me a minute, give me a minute." I mean, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. And if we don't fix this situation, we play Villarreal on Thursday. It's going to be another one of those we should have lost, but we somehow get a penalty and win, or we should have lost, or we somehow win. It's another cup. It's not even the league. It's another cup. And, you know, and this is the situation, and that's the situation. That's where I'm at right now. I know exactly where the areas we need to fix are, and I cannot believe you just talked about transfer policy with Kessie. At least you guys are bringing in players who are starting in other teams and are willing to come and sit on the bench. We're not even doing that. We're keeping our bench players to just route out their contracts rather than loaning them out. Just like, here you go. Well, fine,
speaking
we'll
of, who's the Real Madrid's bench actually? Like right now, who's on
Vasquez, Nacho, Asensio, Hazard, and
that's like
Vallejo
and Camavinga, I guess. Yeah,
and I guess
because if Tchouaméni starts, right?
Yeah. And Rodrigo.
Sorry,
Rodrigo.
Okay. Well, you don't really have that many apart from Rodrigo, maybe Camavinga off the bench.
Oh, and Ceballos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I think Camavinga and Rodrigo are probably your two main. Nacho is not bad, but
I have no problem with Nacho. I hope we re-sign him. Asensio can go. We should have made money off of him in the summer. We should have just sold him. Like, hey, buy. Carvajal should be on the bench. We should have had a new backup start right back when Zidane left. That's the area we should have reinforced rather than, you know, when we brought back Odegaard and Ceballos. You should have been like, okay, fine, Ceballos, you're gone, right? Bye. Yeah. And then all our youth them, they kept on sending them away and loaning them out. I'm like, why are you not using them?
For Real Madrid, I don't understand why you guys got rid of Hakimi, and I don't understand how you guys got rid of God as well. Like, two players.
Hakimi we got rid of because Carvajal he wanted to start, and Carvajal was not going to lose his position that year. So you just got to talk to him. You're going to be starting. You're the future. I don't understand it, man. Yves, I don't get it either. I don't get it.
I know. I know it's not you. I just clubs make these certain decisions. Like, for example, Chelsea firing the coach, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yep, seems like a good idea to get Felix. Makes total sense." Yes,
let's go get that. Good idea to bring Harry Potter.
I know it's like a Harry Potter guy. It's like again, I don't know. He's trying to sprout beans or something. I don't know what it is, but whatever's
But
going on,
that's
it's weird.
where, yeah, but that's where a lot of these clubs, right? Going back to that whole Pep thing, is when you choose loyalty over potential, right? Because at the time, Hakimi was still potential, right? Carvajal was already
Yeah,
proven.
but that's in
So,
my view the one mistake Zidane did is
oh yeah,
not
it is a
is
mistake for sure. It is a mistake,
But
leave
so
like
I
but
just want to clarify something real quick. Hakimi had been loaned out to Dortmund and then was showing that he is actually ready.
yeah, and
Brought
then all of a
him
sudden he
back
ended up at
and
Enter,
then
and then
sold
ended
him
up at,
to
and then
PSG.
no, they sold him.
What?
No, no, then he went to Enter, and then from
on
Enter
loan.
Right? That's what he went
he
to
got
Inter
Yeah,
sold, and
too.
I'm like, dude, fucking hell,
yeah, it's
why?
Inter.
but that's what happens,
In
man.
Conte's
When the
system
team is
as a right wing back. And I couldn't believe it. And that's when Carvajal was having his he couldn't go he couldn't finish the season. He the whole season he would be gone for like at least 2 months. And yet and
yeah.
still you say, you know what, we're gonna trust in you. For what? For what?
I think every player needs to have competition in their
Every
role.
single
Every single
position.
player needs to be stacked. Needs to
You know
have a
what I think? You know
double,
what I'm
and
thinking?
it's like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
NFL.
you. Sir. My bad. Go
Like
ahead.
NFL. NFL. There's the primary and then the secondary. If the primary is shit, you bring on the secondary. It's simple as that. Like
Yeah.
it should be like that in football. Now that we get more subs, there should be a
Yes.
position covered for every single player. Like
That's
it's
a very
like
good point about the more subs. It does make it more it does make
Competitive.
it just a natural requirement because you said it. American football has it, basketball has it, hockey has it. They're like three backup positions. And I thought football used to be European football used to be the same way. I
yeah, it
don't
used
know
to be.
since
It
when
used to
you started
be.
having this like you don't have a backup.
Oh,
I
one
mean, the
guy in a
striker
position. We
Mariano is
don't.
not even a backup, but
Yeah,
I
one
think
guy
we
in a
have
position. We don't want to hurt his feelings.
football has
Let's
more
be
players
careful.
now. Football has more players on a team now, but I think it's the style of play because because we're in this system based thing, coaches are relying on certain players to play pretty much every game, right? And because of I think it has to do
Josh,
with
isn't
the
that the
modern
point of a
style of
system?
football and the system, which is
Isn't
why
that the point of
it
a system? Is
seems.
such that anybody you can pull out you can pull out a peg and put in another one? Isn't that the point of a system? I don't agree with that. If you're playing systemless football, then sure you will keep playing the same players who are in form and who are bringing you results. But when you have a system, day in and day out, you're training. Everybody knows what their role is, what is expected of them when they need to come on. And in fact, this system should start in the youth league so that you can pull players and say, here you go. You've been doing this for the
But
last
this
three
is yeah,
years since you were 16.
but this is where but that's the gap, right? Between the teams you're talking about are not teams that have coaches that can actually that are really focused on coaching the team, right? Like yeah, Ancelotti. I'm not going to put Ancelotti in the same coaching bracket as a Pep. Like Pep is like school academy kind of coach where he wants everything to the T. Ancelotti's the kind of coach that he knows he has an idea of how he wants his team to play, and he says,
I
"Hey, this is
disagree
it."
with that. I disagree with that. It used to
Because
be Pep.
reason
It
I
used
say
to be
that
Pep.
now because Ten Hag
Pep
is
now
showing
is Pep now is the guy that spends the most ever by coaches. Ever. He goes after the biggest boys. He used to go after the young guys. And I totally agree with you. He used to be that guy that was all about the academy
yeah.
and let the guy. Now it's all
Especially at
about
Bayern. Yeah.
I
So
want the
maybe
best
that's why
player.
now he's failing. Maybe now
It
that
could
he's
be.
changing
Yeah.
that,
It's a
maybe
good
that's
point.
why
That's a
they're
very good
seeing
point. Yeah.
struggling
Yeah,
because
it's a good
he's
point.
leaving from that. Because the reason I wanted to say that was because Ten Hag actually officially became in charge. Like I think from what I read, he took over the youth team now, which is huge, right? Because that shows you that he's trying to create a structure there, like you
Yeah.
said, Jeff, where he can literally just pick somebody from the youth team and drop them in to the first team, and it's not like and we've seen it from the likes of Ganacho. Even though I don't agree with the whole Viva Ganacho song, I think it's too early and it's ridiculous, and I don't think he's that good to be demanding this much attention. But that aside, I just feel like, yeah, so that makes sense. I think you need is the certain type of coach that can do that, right? That can link that can focus on the youth team, like a
Ten Hag
Mourinho, for example.
Ten Hag comes
He's not
from
looking at the youth team. You know
no,
what
but
I mean?
Ten Hag is coming from Ajax, and Ajax is a youth academy, so he understands the importance of youth academy, and he doesn't want to distance himself too much from that because it seems as though he's keeping his roots right, which is that's how I became a great coach. I took all these guys. I mean, De Jong, De Ligt, Van Beek. I mean, these guys were the cream of the top of Europe for a very long time, and they just proved it day in, day out. So him taking over Manchester United and seeing the academy, I'm like, it makes full well sense. Like Manchester United have still a 5-star academy as all the big clubs do. So of course he's going to find raw talent there. The question is he able to turn it around as quick as Ajax because the Prem is more demanding and stars take a lot longer to develop than Ajax. Ajax, you can screw up 4 games and still win. Like it Prem, you one game and you slip, and that's 3 points, and those 3 points could be the defining factor between you being
Yeah,
a champion or making Champions League. And
yeah.
that this
Your
is
margin
where
of
this
error is
is
much lower.
the margin is very, very low. So a coach like that has to be careful. So he is right of taking over the youth system, and I would beg Harry Potter to do the same thing because he has the youth.